Morgan and Carrie Annie.
Oh, it's Kris Avalon Unfiltered, bitch. Well, hello. Wagwan Mayut. It is Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. And welcome to a brand new episode of Kris Avalon Unfiltered, a show where we get into all the latest celebrity news, gossip, hot topics, anything that's trending and going on in entertainment and beyond. We talk about it on this here show. So before we get started, can you please do me a solid and hit that like button, that subscribe button, share if you like, and that notification button, so that way you know when we go live with a brand new episode of Kris Avalon Unfiltered. And so, surprise! Apparently, the Drag Race All Stars 9 Meet the Queens dropped earlier today, so we're definitely going to get into that. If you saw the thumbnail all over social media, you already know we're going to get into that. Plus, Madonna is being sued again by some fans who are mad that she showed up late to the celebration tour. Alec Baldwin got into it with a protester who demanded he say free Palestine. I got my thoughts on that. Wendy Williams' no good ass ex-husband is accusing the Guardian Sabrina Morrissey of depleting the media personalities' finances. We're going to get into that. Plus, Chingy is talking about Sidney Starr lying on him about them sleeping together. Sidney is a trans reality star, whatever the case is. I think she also does sex work because I've seen Miss Mama's out here getting her back blown out in some videos. But anyway, so we're gonna talk about that. Plus, LVP, aka Lisa Vanderpump, is weighing in on this whole Kyle Richards Morgan Wade relationship rumors, because apparently, they out here bumping pocketbooks and all that other stuff. Plus, Kim Kardashian has lost 100K followers on IG after Taylor Swift dropped that Thank You Amy diss track. So we're gonna talk about that. I thought about talking about the whole Chris Brown Quavo thing, but it's like, child, I don't care. I just feel like, okay, it's cute, it's on wax, whatever. But it's not interesting to me. But this whole thing with Kim Kardashian losing followers, we're gonna talk about that. So yeah, please, before we get started, hit that like button, that subscribe button, that notification button. It's not a lot going on, but I just felt like these were some interesting topics that we could bring up because they juicy and we could dive deep into some stuff. So I got like 10 topics. Wait, what's going on with Nina West and her feet? She got a foot fetish? Michelle says, please cover the Nina West feet controversy. Child, oh, maybe I need to look that up and find out what that's about. But before we get to the All Stars 9 thing, because we're gonna break down the queens and my overall thoughts and all that good stuff, let me hit my banner and let's get into this first topic, which is about my girl, Celine Dion, who is covering oh my God, why is it not coming up? Okay, now I see it. I don't know. Sometimes it always does this thing, which is annoying. But anyway, yeah, she's covering Vogue France, and she's looking fabulous at 55. Oh, wait, she's 56. My fault. So, she's opening up in the new issue about her struggle with stiff person syndrome in a new interview with Vogue France, looking vibrant as she strutted her stuff in a braless look for one of the two May 2024 cover shoots. The My Heart Will Go On singer, who's 56, posed topless under a white button-down shirt by Balenciaga on the first version of the cover, covering her chest with one hand as she puckered her lips and held the other hand in the air. Let's pull up that picture and hit that one so that way y'all see which one we're talking about. I actually like this photo, and I have to say, a lot of the Vogue photos that I'm seeing her in, she looks really good. I like Celine. I'm hoping that, she can work out this whole stiff person syndrome. I don't think there's a cure for it, but I know she is well missed in, performing live and doing the Vegas residency and stuff. But look, she got the documentary coming out. I'm excited about that. I'm looking forward to seeing the documentary so we can see all the behind the scenes stuff and what her day to day is and what she's had to deal with and what the side effects of, what the symptoms are of dealing with stiff person syndrome. But they also said the legendary star added a tiny white athletic shirt by the designer and black Calzedonia tights in the photo shoot, which was orchestrated by celebrity stylist Law Roche. And this is why I live for Law, because Law will always put an outfit together. Like, I even love what he did recently with Zendaya, where it was like a throwback to Venus and Serena. Back when, remember when they used to wear the beads in their hair? He actually had Zendaya in a look where it was like her hair was covered in beads, and then she had this beautiful, gown on and stuff. So I love that even though Law says he's no longer working in the fashion world, that he has select few people that he still architects. So they say in the second cover shot, the I Drove All Night singer rocked a fuzzy, tiered wool coat by Alaya, along with matching pink pumps, wearing the pastel look off her shoulders like an evening gown. She posed with the coat pulled up to completely cover her head in another pic, with only her legs and ankle strap heels visible in the shot. Now, Dion, who announced that she was battling the rare neurological disease called stiff person syndrome, opened up about her condition, saying, I haven't beat the disease and it's still within me and it always will be. I hope that we'll find a miracle, a way to cure it with scientific research, but for now I have to learn to live with it. And she says that she does go through 5 days of intense athletic, physical, and vocal therapy every week. Either I train like an athlete and work super hard, or I switch it off and it's over. I stay at home, listen to my songs, stand in front of the mirror, and sing to myself. I want to be the best I can be. And that's another thing that people need to realize too. It's like some of the best singers in the world, you really think that they just sit up there and just, oh yeah, I'm good. I'm the best singer in the world and I'm fierce and all the other stuff. And I don't have to, work on my vocals anymore. It's like, yes, you do. You still have to work on maintaining the vocals. Even before Aaliyah passed away, she said she was always training her vocals and stuff, and she was always taking voice lessons. And I think as a talent, you always have to fine tune your instrument, regardless of as long as you live on this earth. Excuse me, and you use your instrument to make a living. You should always fine tune it. She also said, I have always bought everything myself. I didn't want to borrow, explaining that it was a form of respect. People pay to come and hear me sing, so I pay to buy myself clothes by designers. At the end of the day, the pop icon said that she was honored to be asked to pose in Vogue France this year since she had better health and beauty at 30, but didn't get asked to do one then. Probably because, people don't realize what they got until, we get to this situation. But I feel like Celine is in her element right now, even though she's going through her neurological situation. Like, to me, I feel like she's vibrant, she's glowing, she's full of energy, and yeah, and she seems like she's at her best now than she's ever been. She also said that I'm very proud that at 55 I'm being asked to reveal my beauty. Today I am a woman who feels strong and positive about the future, one day at a time. So I'm excited that we got to see all these pictures. She looks fabulous. I love me some Celine, child. But and so with that being said, like I said earlier, I'm looking forward to the documentary whenever that comes. I forget when it comes out off the top of my head, but I'm actually excited for this documentary. And yeah, good luck to you, girl. Okay, so before we get to the drag race breakdown and stuff, let's get to a new subscriber. I'm very interested in this. That's what I'm saying. Like, what is going on with this Nina West feet? Now y'all gonna hold on. Let me look this up. Nina West feet. Because I'm like, what are y'all talking about? um I did see that there's something on Reddit that said we've seen Nina sucking on toesies. The toesies she chooses to suck on are all clearly people she's interested in, white, bearded, and toned. Ask yourself, when have you seen Nina suck the toes of the gussy chocolate, rice, or spice? We're not going to do that. Because y'all using undertones of race in here, like rice or spiced. She doesn't even let you know the horror you're about to experience. She'll keep it vague so you don't have the opportunity to run before she can unhinge her jaw. She also sometimes dresses like Tinkerbell when she does it. Did y'all really just sit up in here and troll me with this foolishness? Because y'all up in here had me go look that up and sit up here and talk about that she apparently has a foot fetish and be putting people feet in her mouth. I'm like, look. So it said apparently she was on stage wearing an outfit appealing to kids and smelling a guy's sneakers while beating her meat. And it, okay. I was like, child, what are y'all? Somebody saw it and read it. They are covering. Oh yeah, I did see. That's what I was just on. I was on Reddit. Michelle says he's doing Celine now, but we'll get to the Nina West feet thing. And Diabetica says people are shocked that Nina would do it in front of everyone. That is funny. But look, I don't know much about this feed thing. I'm probably gonna have to do a little more research on this. Um, but yeah, according to that, but look, you can't believe everything y'all read on on Reddit. I need more tea on this. I'll have to just fan out and look into my Drag Race sources because I have quite a few. Yeah, that's how I knew this, who the Drag Race queens were. I knew that for about a damn year, but now it's like the world's worst kept secret. So let's get right into it. The secret's finally out. We already know who the All-Star girls are. Today they came out with Meet the Queens. I was minding my business. I did not expect this to be on my bingo card, but I got a phone call from one of my sources that said in about 30 minutes they're about to drop the Meet the Queens. And I'm like, really? Because I could have sworn, didn't they say something? And I don't know, maybe I got my information mixed up, or maybe this was just Drag Race is responding because all the leaks and stuff was coming out. This was a big trending thing over the weekend. Even after Nymphia win, I don't even think it's got to enjoy her win for the past couple of days. People were coming out and started spilling the All Stars girls, and I saw last night who was trending. There was a couple of the girls that was trending. Roxy Andrews' name was trending. I don't know if it still might be on Twitter, but for some reason Roxy Andrews' name was trending. I saw a couple of the girls' names was trending, and I'm sitting there like, oh, here we go with this. So I think to nip this in the bud or to capitalize off of the trends and or the trending that's going on social media, World of One of them decided, okay, let's just reveal who the girls are, because didn't Sherry Shepherd say a couple of days ago when she was interviewing George Lopez and his daughter that she was going to be having the queens from the show on her show? So I thought that was the day they were going to plan. They were planning on revealing it, but I guess they're going to have them on to interview them. But nevertheless, we know who the girls are. And in case y'all don't know, let's just act like we don't know and let's get right into it. So on May 17th is when the season is going to premiere on Paramount Plus, and it says that they're doing something different, which I know about this too, that apparently it was going to be charity based. And then, it says that not only will they earn a coveted spot in the Drag Race Hall of Fame, but also compete to win a supersized donation of $200K for a charity of their choosing. They're also going to make money too, and they're not even being eliminated. That's another thing also. That's why there's only 8. A lot of people are like, well, how come there's only 8? It's going to be a short set. I was like, no, because none of the girls are going to be eliminated. And for what I heard, the only reason why they're not being eliminated is because a lot of the girls who they were trying to get to come on this season didn't want to do that same BS where RuPaul just sit her lazy ass in them damn sweatpants behind that desk and just let everybody do all the dirty work while they do their little stupid whatever it is that they're doing, the judges, behind the table, and then let all the girls eliminate each other, and then they get dragged on social media because their fave got sent home. And it's like, to me, it's pointless. I've always felt that RuPaul's Drag Race should be a celebration of the queens, and we should just be sitting up there and celebrating them, let them go through their challenges, let it be something like a point system, and then when it gets to the finale, then you could do your top 3 and all that other stuff. So that's what I was hoping with that. But they also said that the sum will be provided by the Palette Fund, a private foundation that, according to a release, is dedicated to breaking down barriers and advancing social change in communities that are under-resourced and facing significant challenges. This new twist doesn't mean the queens will be playing nice this season. The crop of contestants joining this season are some of the strongest competitors in the history of Okay, if that's what we're gonna go with, we'll go with that. But I wouldn't say they're the strongest. I would say that they have a huge following on social media. And then it said they will be battling out all season long to earn the most in the charities. Fans can catch it all play out on May 17th, where they're going to drop 2 all new episodes. RuPaul's Drag Race Untucked will also be back, taking viewers behind the scenes. Well, hopefully that Untucked will be watchable, because I feel like I miss the old days of Untucked, back when Untucked was on Logo. Back then, they used to really go in and have with each other. I even miss the Interior Illusions Lounge. I miss the Gold Bar. I miss all that other stuff that they had on there. And the girls would just go in and they would kiki, and they would throw shade and all other stuff. But I feel like the fandom has ruined this show to the point that everybody wants to be Miss Congeniality. Everybody wants to play nice. This is why it was refreshing when last season, on season 15, we had Mistress Isabel Brooks, who was like, okay, I'm not going to play the game. I'm just going to be up here. I'm going to be the villain of the season. I don't give a F what anybody has to say on this situation. I'm going to be the villain. And then Plain Jane was trying to play it up. She wasn't really good at it, because it's like there's an art to being shady and reading and all that other stuff. Like with me, I learned from the best. Like I hung out with a lot of drag queens. I hung out with a lot of older gay men, black gay men. So they taught me the art of reading. So that's what Plain Jane needed. She needed a girl to take her under her wing. Now I saw that she did a little video with Mistress on her YouTube. So she got a little pointers here and there. But anyway, but I think she's still got a ways to go. But anyway, so Angeria Paris Van Michaels from season 14 is one of the queens, and we have Got Mixed season 13. Okay, now Angeria, I like her. She's funny. She gives me my life and all other stuff. And I love her line, "You ugly bitch." Especially how she stretched it out in her southern accent and stuff. I definitely like her. Do I see her winning? I don't see her making it all the way to the end. Got Mick, season 13. Yeah, it's cute or whatever that she's, here and she's going to be a part of the show. She's playing for Trans Lifeline, a grassroots hotline advocacy and micro grants nonprofit offering direct emotional and financial support to trans people in crisis. That's great that she's doing that, but I don't know. I don't particularly care for Got Mick, especially like her years of hanging out with Violet Chachki and the alleged stuff about her not paying people when they do gigs for her and things of that nature. So allegedly, because she ain't paid a friend of mine. But anyway, so you know, it's cute or whatever that she's gonna be there. Do I think she's gonna make it all the way to the end? No, I think maybe I think she's gonna go home early. We're not doing this whole charity thing because somebody's trans that we just gonna keep them around. It's like if you're not bringing it, you need to sashay away or not. Oh wait, not even eliminate. Because wait a minute, I think I just said that nobody's being eliminated. But do I think she's gonna win the show? No, I don't think she is. Now I do like the fact that we have Georges from season 14 coming back. She seems like she has had a big glow up since she was on the show, and she looks great. And from what I saw from the Meet the Queens video, that was like the 20-minute video, it's like she definitely was, the makeup was on point, the outfits was on point, and even her confessional look. I don't know about the little curls that she had in her hair, that wasn't really given. I was thinking like it was giving Roman Empire tease, but she was definitely giving glam girl. And the charity she's playing for is the National Alliance of Mental Illness, NAMI, which is the nation's largest grassroots mental health organization dedicated to building better lives for the millions of Americans affected by mental health conditions. Now, everybody's favorite in the chat, Nina West from season 11, she's playing for the Trevor Project, which, I think that's like the one everybody pretty much is familiar with, which is a leading suicide prevention and crisis intervention organization for LGBTQ plus people. And, they offer crisis services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they connect highly trained counselors with LGBTQ young people whenever they need support. And in these days, especially what's going on, the queer community needs all the help they can get, especially the youth. Because didn't they say the children are our future? Isn't that what Miss Whitney said? And with everybody in this controversy, like I said, I'm going to have to definitely look into that story about Nina West, because apparently everybody was in the chat talking about she's a non-consensual foot sucker who uses her shows as opportunities to tongue the feet of men who want to fuck she wants to have sex with and forces the public to watch while she does it. Now, my thing is, if this is what is going on, that she is someone who doesn't ask for consent and she's putting people's feet in her mouth, I don't know if this is part of her act or whatever the case is. If that's a part of your act, then girl, I know we're in the era of everybody needs to have consent if they're doing all these things, but I would think if there's some truth to this, where is the evidence? Like, I need evidence to know, like, okay, is she out here sticking people's toes in their mouth? I mean, is it that you just taking people's shoes off at your shows? Is that where this is happening, or is this happening at like when you're hooking up with guys? Like, I need more details instead of this little conversation about saying what people say we've seen Nina sucking on toes. Like, I need this video, somebody leak this video or fan out, send it to me so that way I can know if this is truth. I'm not just gonna be running around with rumors if there's no actual evidence, because if people saying that they've seen it and if she's doing this shit in public, then there has to be evidence of this, because everybody, y'all got y'all phones out for everything else, but y'all don't have a phone out for Nina West putting people's toes in her mouth. Now, our next queen is Plastic Tiara from, I was trying to say it like, oh my God, what was her damn name? I would see her in my damn head. Big black woman, black queen. When she was like, Plastic Tiara. Hiya cool, hiya cool. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's like all of a sudden I see her in my brain, but I can't put the name. But anyway, so she's from season 11. I think it was on the same damn season. is back bolder and more beautiful than ever. And, you know, she's playing for the Asian American the Asian American Foundation, which is called TAF, which serves the Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander community in their pursuit of belonging and prosperity that is free from discrimination, slander, and violence. And, you know, the one thing I do love is that we have organizations, and I don't think, well, of course we have organizations, but organizations that cater to other communities, because apparently, you know, when it comes to the LGBTQ community, a lot of the times, you know, the mainstream only wants to focus on the white ones, but y'all don't want to talk about a lot of the organizations that are queer based that cater to Asian Pacific Islander, the Black community, Latin community, like Aperture, who was an organization that I'm aware of in New York that caters to Asian and Pacific Islander queer people. Now, our next queen that we have is Roxy Andrews from season 5 of All Stars 2. I will say this, that she is still looking thick, beautiful, and juicy as ever. I'm excited to see her coming back to the show when she's playing for Miracle of Love, an organization founded by Mrs. Stafford in 1991 for the distinct purpose of providing accessible HIV/AIDS prevention programming and supportive assistance to service the multicultural needs of communities in Central Florida, namely Orange, Seminole, um, Lake and Osceola counties. And, you know, with everything going on in Florida, child, with that stupid ass governor, y'all got the one that like wearing them kitten heels because he don't like the fact that he's short. That queen. I'm glad that we have, you know, there are places in Florida that people can receive help, because with the dumb Santis trying to remove so many things for people, y'all need all the help that y'all can get out there. Now, in regards of Roxy Andrews, I will say that do I think she'll make it all the way to the end? Well, fingers crossed that she does, because I feel like out of all the queens on this show, she really has a lot to prove, because on her season 5 and All Stars, what was it, All Stars 2? I felt like she rode the coattails of Rolaska Tops. And she really hasn't been able to prove herself outside of Rolaska Tops. And we know Alaska was trying so hard to be like, I'm trying to distance myself from that and I want to be my own woman and all this other stuff. But then on the other hand, you and Detox kept saving her when it came down to her being in the bottom. And we all know that there have been many times during that season that Roxy should have sashayed away, because she really didn't bring it in a lot of the challenges. But because she had because she had Detox and Alaska in her corner, they saved her in a lot of situations. So the great thing about this season, the fact that Alaska's already a winner, she is not coming back. You know, Alaska's said what she needed to say when asked 50 million times, is she going to come back to All Stars? And you know, she said that she feels in a lot of ways that because of her association with Willem and them doing their podcast on the Mom channel, Mom Network, whatever you want to call it, um, she feels like she's being punished in a lot of ways. And my thing is this: if World of Wonder is going to be petty in that way, fuck them. Like, do what you need to do. You continue to make your coin the way you make your coin. Yes, you came from Drag Race and you did what needed to be done, and you got your wins and you got your tens and you made your bones and you have your fan base that follows you. But one of the things that I have to say is that with that is that at least you have something. You have your network to fall back on, you and Willem with Mom, and you're doing all the things you do. You still have your followers and stuff. So you don't need World of Wonder and all that stuff. If they're gonna do that to you, then that's fine. But the great thing is, at least now Roxy has a lot to prove to show that she doesn't have that protection and that safety net. She really has to bring it this season. So I'm excited to see what she's gonna bring with that. Another person who I feel like she's ultra competitive and will have a lot to prove is Chanel from season 1 All Stars 1. I think she was kind of brought on because she, from her season, well, I think because of last All Stars when she came on as a lip sync assassin, she basically, I think that was when the idea came about of, let's get Chanel to come back. And she is someone who is from the first season, like BB Zahara Benet. So to bring somebody back, whereas, you have those Johnny come lately Drag Race fans who aren't familiar with Chanel. Now she can come in. If you have some of the people who watch the show from the beginning, like myself, we know who Chanel is, so we're going to see, as someone who's been in the game for almost 3 decades, what she's going to bring to this new season, especially regarding the fashions and being an old school pageant queen and all this other stuff, what she's going to bring with that. So I'm excited. and introducing her to a whole new fan base. And who the charity she's playing for is the Anxiety and Depression Association of America, ADA, a global nonprofit committed to advancing research and helping people overcome anxiety, depression, OCD, PTSD, bipolar, and related conditions. Now, another person that's coming to the show is like one of my favorites, who I feel like she has a lot to prove too, beyond the whole memes and going viral and being internet famous and being like a popular queen, but she's really got to bring it in regards to the show. And I feel like she did the last time when she was on season 11 is my girl, Miss Vanjie. Vanessa Vanjie Mateo is, the breakout of season 10 because, when you already know how she went viral when she did her little closeout as she was exiting the stage saying Miss Vanjie like 20 damn times. And Rue just loved it so much, she brought her back. And, she has an amazing personality. But does she have the skills to claim the crown for All Stars 9? I feel like Vanjie hasn't had enough time. She knows how the game is played. She knows what is required doing the show. So do I feel like she could make it all the way to the end? I could definitely see Miss Vanjie making it all the way to the end, and I would like to see her make it all the way to the end. Now, the charity she's playing for is the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, which is the ASPCA, which believes every animal deserves to live a life free from suffering. So there's that. And you know what? One of these girls are going to join current winners Chad Michaels, Alaska, Trixie Mattel, Monet Exchange, and Trinity the Tuck, Shea Coulee, Kylie Sonique Love, Jinx Monsoon, and Jimbo in the Drag Race Hall of Fame. So I'm excited. And one of the things I did forget to do, and I want to do that real quick because I don't want to make it seem like I didn't want to bring her up. Angeria, I forgot to bring up the charity she's playing for. She's playing for the National Black Justice Collective. So, yeah, so I'm excited for this, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing like what's going to happen with these queens. I don't know if I'm going to be doing recaps or whatever the case is, because there's some people that are better at doing the whole recap thing than I am. I like to give my overall opinion about stuff, but usually what I do is like when we make announcements, whenever there's announcements about the queens on the show, I just give my overall thoughts. So what do you guys think? Are you excited for this upcoming season of All Stars? I think I pretty much am. I'm excited. I mean, I have Paramount Plus, so I'm really looking forward to seeing this. I just wish that they would have gave my girl Nymphia a chance to just get into her bag and enjoy her moment without y'all being so quick to bring up All Stars. But I do feel like the only reason why this whole All Stars thing is happening is that was brought up, the announcement was because of all this talk and everything over the weekend and all the spoilers and everybody talking about the thing. And now we know because the cat been out the bag for a while, it's official. Y'all need to plug up y'all leak. I don't know how these leaks be getting out, but y'all need to find out who y'all leak is and plug them up, in the words of Carrie White. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Okay, so we got some comments. Please hold. Annie says the tea is that this all comes out in episode 3, and Rue disqualifies her, and that's why everybody's like, well, child, if this is the tea, I cannot wait until I'm like, so this all comes out, and there's a whole thing about Nina West being disqualified. Now, if there's a disqualification, does this actually mean that they're going to replace her with another queen? That's what I need to that's what I'm curious about. Because yeah, I didn't hear about this, but but this is the tea. Well, thank you for putting that in the chat. I said I've heard Nina gets DQ'd as well for the feet thing. Okay, so they're bringing back Untug, and Nina gets called out for trying to suck one of their toes. And that's crazy. That's like, first of all, you should not be on TV, national TV, doing that shit. Like, regardless of how we feel about the whole thing, what RuPaul's Drag Race has become. RuPaul's Drag Race is basically a Disney-fied version of, it's like a Disneyland version of drag. It has been Disney-fied. Now we welcome everybody. Little kids go, to Drag Con. They're watching the show and all this other stuff. So y'all can't be out here doing sexual thing. And toe sucking is a form of, is very sexual. Y'all showing that on TV. It's like, okay, now we getting raunchy with Drag Race. Since when is that happening? Now, Robert says, I'm here going on my first cruise with my mom to celebrate her 62nd birthday. The funny thing is, I've never been on a cruise. I've always wanted to go. I want to go on one of those Atlanta cruises or one of those gay cruises, but child, I'm staying away from the drugs because too many damn people ended up going overboard or ODing and all that other man. But yeah, I've always wanted to do a gay cruise, but I need to find some people that want to go with me and do that. Um, so yeah, it said watch your feet. Oh, I don't let nobody suck on my feet. And then there are tons of pics of it. Okay, well, I guess like I said, I'm gonna have to look into that. And I hear somehow oh yeah, I did hear the tea about Roxy. I was trying to be vague and stuff, but do I think she's gonna make it all the way to the end? We'll see. But yeah, I've heard Roxy makes it to the makes it all the way to the end. Probably because she stepped her pussy up this season. In regards to that. Now, speaking of Drag Race, we have some tea about a reunion because if y'all notice, there was no reunion this season. There wasn't a lot of things. First of all, when it came to Drag Race, they filmed and I told y'all about this, that they filmed the finale a couple of months, like right shortly after they filmed the whole season. So which was, I guess, kind of, I don't know if it had to do with the writer's strike or for whatever reason. I guess it was because, regardless of what they say about reality shows, reality shows do hire writers when it comes to certain situations, whatever. It's not all off the cuff. First of all, RuPaul is not improvising. She got to do like 50 damn takes when it comes to reading a teleprompter. She can't do that shit live. Quiet as it's kept. Well, in case y'all haven't heard. So yes, we are getting a reunion of sorts. So it says, according to Pink News, RuPaul's Drag Race Season 16 may have just crowned Nymphia in a gag-worthy finale featuring Kylie Minogue, Elvira's Mistress of the Dark herself, and a fierce appearance by previous champion Sasha Colby, who was given short notice, by the way, that she was going to be appearing. Because, first of all, I was so disappointed in her performance, and it also showed the fact that I just felt like that whole finale, even the way they put it together, like, don't get me wrong, I like the idea of them doing it in that in the same place that they did the Lollapalooza. I like the idea, and we all know that they pretty much played a extra applause track over the people because it was like 10 people in the damn studio. So I like that whole idea because first of all, it'd be too many of y'all be out here spoiling stuff on social media in regards of like what had went down. So if they want to kind of bring it back to doing that, I'm here for that. However, y'all need to do a little bit better. Like if y'all going to be doing this, if this is going to be the finale on situation, I feel like when y'all film what were we in? Season 17, when y'all film that this summer, and if y'all going to wait 2 months, we'll just say it like that. If y'all going to wait 2 months to film the reunion, I mean not the reunion, the finale and all that other stuff, y'all gonna do that way. What y'all need to do is y'all need to give the winner of the season enough time to not only put an outfit together, but to also get dancers, do some choreography, and give a show. The way that y'all did Sasha Colby, I just thought was just tacky. First of all, you had her up there doing this little thing. It could have been y'all could have been having her up there, because she's been working on the music. You could have had her up there perform one of her tracks. The hairline has already been out, but y'all had it like, oh my hair is coming. That just showed you how old the episode was. You should have probably had to be like, well, by the time this episode airs, your hairline will probably be out, or whatever the case is. Or maybe it was in the process she didn't have a ballpark date of when the stuff was going to come out. But I'm sure if you filmed this back in 2023, that by the time 2024 came around, your hairline would have been out. So they could have did a much better job at making, of structure the things so that way people wouldn't have been on to the fact of how long it took them to bring that, how long ago they filmed the episode. But from what I've been hearing about the reunion episode, that it's not going to be on TV, but it will eventually end up on TV. It's going to end up on Wow Presents Plus. But the only way you're going to see this reunion, you have to go to DragCon. So it says that the reunion will be held this year in the form of an episode of Bring Back My Girls, a long-running reunion show hosted by rotating Drag Race judge T.S. Madison. The episode will be filmed live at RuPaul's DragCon in LA 2024, which will take place on July 20th of this year. So that's the only way that y'all gonna be able to watch. I was like, let me see if I could actually pull up this picture, so that way y'all can see the advertisement. So yeah. They announced this 3 days ago, so it says that the season 16 cast reunites to spill all the tea. Drop your questions in the comments, and they might be asked during the live taping of Bring Back My Girls season 4. Don't miss our official Drag Race reunion, hosted by T.S. Madison. So all the girls are going to be there, and you know all the questions. Child, you already know what the tea is. People are gonna want to. I feel like the thing that's gonna dominate this whole reunion special, it's going to be the situation between plain and a mandatory meeting. Like, that's, I think, the most thing that everybody's interested about. Because quiet as it's kept, all of my other girls wasn't really that interesting. I mean, I live for the queen of flips, but every performance don't require you doing backflips and jump splits and all that other stuff. Like, I get so irritated. Like, you're not going to sit up here and do a backflip during the damn ballot. Like, that's not even what that's called for. Sometimes y'all got to give emotion. Everything ain't about gymnastics and spectacle. I was also a bit underwhelmed by that Padam lip sync. I'm not gonna hold you on that. Like, I was really underwhelmed by that. Like, I was expecting more from Saphira because I've seen Saphira perform live. And Saphira eats when she performs live. Also, Nymphia Wynn is an amazing live performer. I don't know if it maybe had to do with the choice of song. Like, maybe, I live for Kylie Minogue. Like, if y'all really wanted to go in, why did y'all use Padam? I would have used Where Does the DJ Go by Kylie Minogue. That would have been a good song for them to turn it out on. That's what they should have did. Padam. Like, I've heard that song so much, I'm sick of it. And I love Kylie. Y'all know I am a hardcore Kylie Minogue fan. But that song, I'm like, chill, if I hear that song one more goddamn time, I'm gonna strangle somebody. But yeah, I do agree. Like, they should have had Where Does the DJ Go perform that song. If I'm not mistaken, there is one of the persons that actually was in that designed some of the outfits and stuff for Saphira, a drag queen by the name of I Respect Her. If y'all have not seen her perform live, Miss Mamas turns it out. Like, she does a whole, like, it's kind of like a vaudeville burlesque type of thing, but she also, like, she'll strip down into nothing with little tassels on her chest, but she will give full on spins, twirls, dances, all the other stuff. She performed Where Does the DJ Go? That's why I was thinking of that. She actually performed Where Does the DJ Go at one of the Philly clubs that I went to the night of the premiere that Saphira was hosting at the Brooklyn Bowl. So I would have loved to have seen them two turn on to that song because it's fun, it's vibrant, it's high energy, it's up tempo. And then we could have brought out the gimmicks and all other stuff. She wanted to do that. But regardless of the fact, yeah, I'm curious to see this whole thing. I'm looking forward to when this premieres. I really hope that y'all throw in some really good questions. And to me, DragCon eats way more than BravoCon. I don't even understand the point of BravoCon. None of them clucking hens over there are even worth an autograph, let alone even a photo op. DragCon just seems way more fun and entertaining. And when it comes down to the questions and stuff, like, the girls are shady and they understand the assignment. So I'm actually looking forward to the episode when it airs. So I'm sure we're not probably going to get that until like the fall of 2024 or something or another. Who knows when that season's going to come out. But yeah, so I'm just overall curious. Let me know what you guys think about that. Are y'all disappointed with the fact that you have to go to DragCon in order to get a reunion special? Because quiet as it's kept, I really feel like maybe that's the way they need to. Maybe they need to do reunions like that from now on. Because Rue just seems so I don't know if it's just me, but it also seemed like Rue seems so disinterested in doing this show. Like, it just seems like you're just going through the motions. You're just there for the check. You're not really invested in these queens. I mean, I get that there's so many queens you can't remember all their names. Where they got to put an earpiece in your ear for you to even be knowing who the queens are, instead of going you and the silver or whatever the case, which I've heard she does. But to me, at least show some kind of like you give a damn or you care about being there. But I don't get that. But look, if it requires, I mean, if it resorts to the fact that TS now gets a new gig and Brew was just like, okay, I don't feel like doing the reunions, I'm gonna let you do it. If that's way more entertaining than actually sitting there watching a dry ass reunion on TV, then I feel like maybe that would be more entertaining because you're in front of an audience. These are actual Drag Race fans that are there. I would have been like, you want to know something? Do y'all think it would be a really interesting, cool idea if they actually filmed a Drag Race finale? Because if we're doing like a really, like, with Comic-Con, they do like these big reveals and stuff of like movies and stuff. Do you think it'd be really good? I mean, really cool to be like, let's film let's show Drag Race, but you actually get to film the finale at DragCon. Or would that be a little too much? And people get mad because they all can't get in there to see the finale. It would have to be a first come, first served ticket or whatever the case is, or you have to pay a certain amount of money. I don't know. That's just a thought I was throwing out there. But do y'all think like it would be cool if they maybe change the date of Drag Race and then they just do like the whole finale at DragCon? Would that be too much? Yeah, drop that down in the comments below. But anyway, let me read the comments. And child, why you out here advertising your ones? And I hear somehow Roxy. Oh yeah, you read. I read that already. And so when did Nina become like child? Oh yeah. Oh Dan Schneider. Like, well, look, they both the same size, aren't they? What if they the same person? What if Dan Schneider is really Nina West in drag? And so I wonder why they didn't do the reunion before the film. Yeah, because yeah, I don't get that either. It's probably because, like I said, it was like the whole season 16 thing, writer's strike. There was a lot going on at that time, so they had to film everything last year, close to each other. Which I don't know. I just felt, I've always thought that what, it would be so. But I guess maybe Drag Race doesn't warrant itself for that. As I always thought that maybe they need to kind of do Drag Race more like an American Idol where it's just live. But like I said, RuPaul has a hard time reading the damn teleprompter. So her doing that live, that's going to be really hard. But yeah, I don't know. Because I think it makes it hard, especially like, okay, so we filmed the show last season, and then the finale, we wait until like 2 weeks before the airation to air the episode. But by that time, people have spoiled so much on Reddit that we already know what happened. Like we knew about the whole thing with Anitra and the backup dancer and the big situation that happened with that before the episode aired. And then of course when the episode airs, we didn't even get to see any of it because they cut it out. So I thoroughly enjoy it. I'm not gonna lie and say I don't. I thoroughly enjoy the spillation of all the tea that happens behind the scenes of people who actually go to the Drag Race finale. I've never actually been. I know people who have been. I have a lot of friends who have gone to the finale because they work in the Drag Race industry where they photograph the girls and they do a lot of other stuff. So that's how I be getting my information. So it said, is it just me or is RuPaul like Whoopi on The View and mental? Yeah, because Whoopi Goldberg definitely gives me like she's mentally checked out of The View. I'm like, girl, you just there for the chat because the thing that irritates me about her, they'll sit up in there, they be talking about these topics, and she's like, her favorite line is, "It's all on us. It's all on us to get out there." But I'm like, sis, if you keep saying this tight ass line one more damn time when that is far from the damn truth, it's not up to us because regardless of how people vote or whatever the case is, y'all still do whatever the hell y'all want and go against what the people want in the country. You've seen all the criminalities and stuff, and how y'all be going up in here and changing up laws and all that other shit. Like we got a whole fight where we're about to lose TikTok because people not liking the information that people are spilling about what's going on outside of, you know, our involvement in certain things, especially what's going on with us being complicit about this whole Gaza Israel situation and people calling Joe Biden genocide Joe and all that other stuff. So they think that by nipping that in the bud and getting rid of TikTok, that solves the problem. I'm like, you do know that there's people out here will still follow the memes on social media to get the word out. Getting rid of TikTok is not going to solve the problem. But anyway, let's talk about Madonna, who's apparently being sued again from her tardiness at her own concert. So the Material Girl is being asked yet again to produce material evidence in her defense. For the second time this year, Madonna has been hit with a class action lawsuit over her recent tendency to start her concerts much, much later than advertised. Now, in a complaint filed on Friday in Washington, D.C., 3 ticket buyers accuse her of breaking the law. Is that really breaking the law, though? By arriving 2 hours late to both of her shows at the city's Capital One Arena in December. I may have to look that up because in the history of me going to concerts, I've never heard any law being on the books of someone showing up late to their own damn concert. But let's entertain this foolishness. So her fans, Elizabeth Halper Asafi, Mary Conaboy, and Nestor Monte Jr. alleged that while she was scheduled to take the stage at the celebration tour at 8:30, the Queen of Pop didn't begin her set until 10:30 p.m. Now, according to the filing obtained by Rolling Stone, the DC fans said they felt deceived and had to leave the concerts early prior to the concerts, depriving them of experiencing the complete concert that they paid to see. Additionally, they accused the holiday hitmaker of maintaining a hot and uncomfortable temperature in the venue during her performance. They also claimed she lip synced much of her performance. Now, here's the thing. Before we get to the rest of the topics, let me just break some stuff down. As long as I've been going to Madonna concert, and my first ever Madonna concert was the Confessions tour. She has always kept her the arena hot. I remember Felix telling me when we talked about this last time that he said that one person, I believe, almost or passed out because Madonna was the arena was hot. Now there's situations where you can if it's too hot in the arena, which it does get at times, especially if you're in Florida and it's hot outside, like it's 110 degrees outside, but then you come into a place where you require AC and it's hot in there. Because if it's hot outside, you can imagine it's much hotter indoors. The arena, and I'm gonna tell you this: when I went to the Madonna concert, that AC was on. She may not have noticed it, and she may not have realized it, but at times it was like, yeah, it was hot at certain points, but in between, I do see like the air is on. When I worked the Olivia Rodrigo concert, that AC was on, but it was also hot in there as well. So in between, you can have like a little bit of air spritzing, like the AC spritzing, but for the most part, have it off. So you cannot keep the arena completely hot. That's probably dangerous, not only for the patrons, but for the equipment as well. Because what if it overheats? Because I'm thinking you got to think about all of that as well. Now, with them claiming that she lip synced much of the performance. Now, when I was at the show as a paid fan and customer, um, here's the thing: did she start late? She's almost, I believe, if I can remember on the top of my head, she started around 10, and the show didn't end until about 10 after midnight. Which was fine by me because I just took the train home. The trains, yeah, after a certain time of night, it does take a lot longer for the trains to show up. And then I just took an Uber to my house from the train station because I was like, I'm not sitting out here in this cold waiting on them damn bus. Them buses be taking forever, and it's not only just Madonna that I blame this on. It's also the MTA is shit in New York because a lot of times they want to talk about train traffic and construction, and y'all work on this damn subways all year round and still be no damn improvements. That's the thing that irritates me about New York City Transit, and um, I understand like if you live in New Jersey or if you live in um Long Island, a lot of times you have to worry about that because like right downstairs in Madison Square Garden, as soon as you come out, is Penn Station. So you can go down there, you can take the train or whatever the case is. If you miss, I've been knowing like a lot of the security guards I work with, because a lot of them live in Long Island, they be having to run for that damn train. And they be telling me that all the time because they be estimating depending on the gig, be it if it's a sports event or if it's a concert, they have to estimate, okay, what time is that train coming? If they miss it, they gotta wait another 45 minutes. Now I think New Jersey, I think after midnight they cut the damn trains off till 5 in the morning. So I be feeling a lot for I don't understand why Jersey does that. I don't work for New Jersey Transit, so I don't understand why y'all after a certain time, oh, if you missed the train and you just stuck for 4 or 5 hours, or you got to take a damn Uber or whatever across the bridge. Like I think that's ridiculous. But as far as like her lip syncing, okay, here's the thing. Madonna, when I was at the concert, she was not lip syncing. Now, do they have the backing track louder than her actual vocals? I will say yes. Maybe some of y'all need to learn the difference between a loud backing track that she's singing to versus lip syncing. Now, if you want to talk about lip syncing, we could talk about Britney Spears with no kind of sounds come out her body. Now, that's lip syncing. Madonna, you actually know her mic is on and she's actually singing. So during certain parts of the show, yes, the backing track is loud and she's singing to the track. During Nothing Really Matters, during Ray of Light, during Into the Groove, like during a lot of the different the higher tempo songs. When she's at the thing when she's strumming her guitar during the ballads, when she's doing Bad Girl or Rain, depending on which venue you're at, because she switches it up sometimes. When she's at the piano with Mercy, she's singing live. So the show was not lip synced fully. So I feel like at times y'all pulling shit out y'all ass because y'all saw what happened when Brooklyn last year at the Barclays Center, and now y'all want to capitalize. That's what I'm thinking about this. She said they said the disgruntled concert goers declared that these alleged actions represents Madonna's arrogant and total disrespect for ticket holders. Now, I will say this. Now, most concerts that I have worked and I have been to, they do start on time. Or maybe if they don't even start on time, they'll start maybe a couple of minutes late. I do agree that starting your show 2 hours late from the time that's on your ticket is a bit arrogant and a bit ridiculous. I do think, Madonna, you need to show a little more respect for when you gotta, when you start to do your show. I get that you're thinking that this is supposed to be some type of club experience and that sort of thing. Majority of these fans is coming up in this thing too old to even be staying up past 9 o'clock. So for them, so I'm just like, maybe y'all need to drink some coffee. Maybe y'all need to do something so y'all can stay up a little bit late. But for the most part, it's like, okay, now I can understand if you maybe went on, like your show was supposed to start at 8:30, and then you went on at like a 30 minutes, 20 minutes late. But 2 hours, 3 hours, that is ridiculous. But on the other hand, I will say this: when you work these events and Madonna's on late, at least we get paid overtime. So on my end, I'm excited if I'm working, that I'm not that bad about it. You get mad after the fact when you gotta worry about, okay, you missed that train and you gotta sit and wait. So I get that, but I do feel like she needs to do a little bit better with the with the tardiness. And if you're worried about like things are going technically wrong, this is why you do a run through earlier before the scheduled time. All other artists do it, and you're someone who's been making music for 40 years. So Madonna, I love you, but you know better. So it says, in essence, Madonna and Live Nation are a consumer's worst nightmare, the lawsuit states. At the tour stop in D.C. on December 18, the plaintiffs recalled the mother of six told the crowd, "I'm sorry I'm late. No, I'm not sorry. It's who I am. I'm always late." Defendants failed to provide any notice to the to the ticket holders that the concert would start much later than the start time printed on the ticket or as advertised, which resulted in the ticket holders waiting for hours for the concert to begin at the venue. Per Rolling Stone, one of the plaintiffs, Helper Asafi, spent $992.76 on tickets from StubHub, while the others purchased tickets from Ticketmaster. Connor Boy spent $537.70 on two tickets, while Monty shelled out $252.44 for two. The lawsuit cited previously examples of Madonna's tardiness, said there have been myriad articles in the media and the internet over the years of fans complaining about Madonna not taking the stage for several hours after the advertised start time of the concerts. Unfortunately, not all people who rely on advertising for the concerts know this. So yeah, a lot of people aren't aware because I guess maybe they're expecting that when, um, if you're a famous person that you should be showing up on time. I'll even tell y'all, when I worked the Pink Friday 2 tour, Nikki was late. The Barbs, they kind of were complaining, but they didn't take it to the point of, oh, I'm gonna sue her. But I did hear a couple of people complaining that she went on late. Like I told you, I talked to the people. Like I don't do this whole internet online beef and bullshit. I actually get in the face and talk to the people physically. So, when you have these people on here that's saying all kinds of stuff, it's like I actually spoke to her fan base and yeah, they was upset and some people did leave at a certain point when and didn't get the full experience and was complaining about certain things. But they didn't take it to the point of them filing legal action. Now I feel like you're gonna waste more money taking this to court than anything. If anything, I would have just been like, you know what? If this bitch gonna be showing up late, and I mean this with love, Madonna, by saying this bitch. But this bitch gonna show up late to her concerts when I've been knowing for 20 some odd years ago when I went and first saw the Confessions tour. Isn't that how old that album is? Or maybe it's a little maybe it's not 20 years old. I don't know, but a lot of that album's got some mileage on it. But anyway, when I went to the Confessions tour, yeah, I mean, I don't remember if she was late, but I do remember it was hot. And since I've known since that time that she's always been tardy for the party, um, if this is something y'all have always known, then why would you continue? Why would you think that? Did you think that? Oh well, maybe when I go to the DC show, she won't be late. When this has been the overall complaint that a lot of people had. If this is how y'all feel, then you know what? The next Madonna concert, F her. I'm not going to her shows. I'm not supporting her concerts. I'll wait until it pops up on a DVD or Paramount Plus, and I'll watch it that way, where I'll pay like at least they'll air that show on time. Unlike her airing her own shows on time, I just won't give energy or my money to her tours. And that's just a learning situation. It's like, you know what? I love you as a fan or whatever the case is, but I'm just not gonna give you my money because if you don't respect me as a fan, then I'm not gonna give you, as a fan, money that you need to keep your lavish lifestyle going. Now, there was a line that was in this article that pissed me all the way the fuck off, and I'm gonna read it. So it says that the plaintiffs acknowledged Madonna has health issues. She faced a life-threatening bacterial infection last year, which caused the original concert dates to be postponed from July to December, but do not see that as an excuse for the delays on the night. Well, maybe, I don't know if it has to do, if maybe it has to do with it, it's because, even when I've seen her perform live, well, I saw her on the last date of her New York stint in Manhattan when I went to the Garden, and she had a lot more energy than usual. But I understand at 65 and she's still getting over whatever the bacterial issue was. I kind of maybe she's going through it and she still needs time to kind of get up and get ready. Like she's not 25 where she could just jump up and be out there in 5 minutes. Maybe it's a pleasant thing. It could be her health, it could be her kids that she's dealing with, and it could also be the show. So it could be a plethora of things. But Madonna's not going to sit here and tell you everything that's going on behind the scenes. She feels like that's none of your business. And someone who works at these events, we get an itinerary of when Madonna's supposed to go on. And if a fan now, if a person asks me, I'll tell them. But I don't know if it should be stated in the event or on the ticket or in a playbill or whatever the hell that they have there for y'all that what time she's expected to go on because things happen. So it says that despite the delay, she put on a very raunchy show and amazed her fans while performing her 45-song set list, highlighting her record-breaking 40-year career. Later, it was explained that this is the part that pissed me off. Later, it was explained the delay was due to technical issues and had been pushed by only 1 hour as the opening act, Honey Dijon, took the stage at 8:30. So this is where they tried to read Honey Dijon. This is the part that pissed me off because they said, one person said, where is it? Oh, so it's a concert supposed to start at 8:30. Madonna started at 11. Whole arena chanting BS. They didn't say BS, they said bullshit. At her lateness, great show, but went way too late. Another person wrote, adding that DJ Honey Dijon opened the show with boring house music. Now, one of the things you're not going to do, you can say whatever you want, but what you're not going to do is shame my sister, Honey Dijon. One thing I will say about Miss Honey, who actually opened on the night that I went, she don't give no boring ass DJ set. Maybe you just don't listen to a lot of music. You're not a house head, whatever. I don't know how you not, because you listen to Madonna and you're not a house head. That's just ridiculous to me. So I didn't understand the side swipe at Honey Dijon, but that was unnecessary. So they said that she took the stage at 10:45 when she was supposed to start when it said 8:30. Now the thing is, Honey does her set for an hour, and then they take her DJ equipment and everything off stage, and then it should take like maybe 30 minutes to an hour for Madonna to come on. However, it just seemed like it didn't pan out that way. The 2.5, 3 hours, yeah, that's ridiculous. And then it's like when we're getting close to midnight, it's like, older people are tired, they're falling asleep, they're getting agitated, and the older people get, the more crankier they become. And then all of a sudden, then it's like, I want a refund, I'm pissed, I'm mad. In America, we love bitching about shit. Even when it's a great show, whatever the case is, you know how many shows I've worked and people still be complaining? It's like your team won. Why are you fucking mad? Especially when it comes to those Ranger fans and those, well, more or less the Ranger fans and the Knicks fans. But when it comes to certain people, they be up in there. I'm like, why are you complaining? You know your team won, right? But you're still mad about how the game went. Take the win, regardless of how it is. But I say all this to say, Madonna, if this is going to be an issue, you're going to have people coming out suing you left and right because you want to be a diva and show up late. Just know that this is what's going to come. Apparently, these people got money where they can take you to court and handle the situation. And we'll see if they get money out of it. I doubt it. But yeah, if you're gonna be out here trying to ruin people's experience, and maybe and this might open a Pandora's box for a lot of artists who want to be out here acting like y'all a bunch of divas and acting like your shit don't stink, and then your fans are just gonna sit and buy whatever. Because let me see. Now, if Taylor Swift would have did this, do you think them Swifties would be out here suing her? Probably not, because they'd be afraid of them other Swifties dragging them and harassing them and doxing them or whatever the other stuff is. So maybe Madonna's fan base isn't like as hardcore as the Barbs or the Swifties or the Rihanna Navy or the Beehive. What they call Madonna's the fans, the Rebel Hearts. Like me, I'm not a hardcore of anybody. Like I said, me being in media and working working many behind the scenes events and stuff with celebrities, it's like I see the wizard behind the curtain. So I know how all of this shit is. But for the most part, it's just like, I don't know, maybe Madonna's fandom is not as hardcore as those other fan bases, where it's just like, are they dragging these people in the comments for trying to sue the queen? But I will definitely keep you guys abreast of this story as it develops, because I'm sure it's not going anywhere anytime soon. This is the lawsuit that's been filed. We'll see if they actually get some money or Madonna settles. This has been a complaint over the years with her. Didn't she settle prior? I believe she has settled some cases for this similar situation. And you are not helping the situation, Madonna, by going into your shows with your beer bottle and drinking that and then throwing shade and being and you get your fans to clap. But then that's a slap in the face of the people who are filing these suits. And it's like, okay, bitch, now you want to play this game? I'm going to play right with you. I don't care how much money and power and influence you have. This is David taking on Goliath. And we'll see what happens with that. And I live for Madonna, but we got to call a spade a spade. Says you got to show up on time for things. Especially when people aren't paying $40 to see your concert. Like, I think the cheapest concert seat would be like $200. So, or maybe less than that, because I know some people. I think Caswell said that he paid like $100 something, and that was at the last minute. He got good seats in the front. So if y'all wait till the last minute, you might get a good damn seat in the front, but for cheap. So it depends on the section that you're in. But anyway, let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll keep you guys abreast of this story as it develops. Now, I do see that we have a lot of comments. So let me get to it. um, Felix says, "I love how Like a Prayer was using to do Deadpool." Me too. I'm actually excited for the new. I mean, I did a quick review of the Deadpool 2, Deadpool 3. Sorry, Deadpool and Wolverine trailer yesterday. So I'm actually excited. I posted the video on my YouTube channel if everybody hasn't seen it. Where I cut up certain segments and I put it up on there. I did see it got a couple of views. So I gave my opinion. I do like the fact that they use Like a Prayer. They tend to use a lot of old school tracks in Deadpool, which is hilarious. So I'm definitely excited for that. It said, yeah, someone did pass out just before the show started. 5 minutes later, Bob came out. That's the crazy part too, was like I spent all this money and now I'm in a situation where it's like I faint and I can't even enjoy the show. That would get me tight. Like I spent all this money to come see this broad, and now it's so damn hot in here. That's why I was like, y'all gotta hydrate. Y'all gotta take care of yourselves. I really gotta go. Like you really like with me. I guess me being a Virgo, I over prepare. So it's like if I'm going anywhere, it's like, look, I had like maybe 3 drinks. I drank some. I wanted to keep it clean, so I had like 3 vodka sodas. The drinks ain't cheap, when you go to these events. I think I spent like $50 on drinks and stuff in total for like, because I think the drinks was like what a good, or maybe I spent more than that because I think it was like I got like a double one that was like $20, and then another one that was like I was there. So I think I did 2 drinks. Oh wait, no, I did 3 drinks. I'm trying to remember. See, this is what happens when you drink. You can't remember how many drink. So I had a couple of drinks or whatever, but I don't want to keep going back and forth to the bathroom too much because I didn't want to miss the show. And I had a pretty good section. If y'all see my social media, you already saw like the pictures and the videos and everything that I posted up. That I was in a pretty good section because Madonna likes to spend a lot of time on the right side of the car, of the arena. So I got to get a really good. I had a really good a really good seat, really good section. It was like 3 rows from like the section that I was in. And that was because my ex roommate used to work at the garden before I got a job there, and he hooked me up with like a good seat. So I mean, like I said, I had a good time overall, but with me, it was like I made sure, like for me personally, I can't speak for everybody. I made sure, well, actually, I was supposed to take the day off, but I think that was actually the day after that concert was literally my first day working at the garden. So I worked the next day. And the good thing was it was a later shift, so I wasn't that upset. So I was able to just like, go enjoy myself, have a good time at the concert, go home, get some rest, and then work a later shift. But if you're somebody who works, then is there no time that you can't just take one day off as a special occasion for your job or whatever? Like, it's just one day out of life. As a Madonna reference. It's like, isn't there like one day you can just take off or whatever? I would think so. So it says, what's the age of these three Madonna fans? It definitely gives me the vibe that they're her age. Oh, I was thinking that too. When I was thinking, I have no idea what the ages are. They didn't tell us what the ages were, but they did say that she I don't know, but as I was reading the article, I was feeling like they were older. They did read older to me. I don't think it would be Gen Z because these kids be so happy they be out the damn house. When I did the Olivia Rodrigo concert, them kids was excited to be out the house at this concert having a good time. A lot of them didn't even want to leave. They want to do their little photo shoots and all this other stuff. So it does read older in regards to the people complaining. Did you see the clip of Nikki last night? She threw so. Oh yeah, I did see that. I posted that on my website that somebody threw something at her. Funny enough, when I did her concert, nobody threw anything at her. I think if anything, they were annoyed that they put Monica on the docket because it was like she just don't fit with the whole situation up in here. And I do like the fact that she's been bringing a lot of male rappers and stuff out, depending on the city she goes to. Like when I was working the concert, she did 50 Cent, but somebody threw, and I was like, I'm with her on that. You throw something in my ass, I'm throwing that shit back. Like, and the good thing is she deflected it and she hit it and it hit the floor. She picked it up and she threw. Like, I was like, damn, she threw her back. She put her back into that throw. So I'm not mad at somebody. Like, if you gonna throw something at me, bitch, expect to get hit the fuck back. Like, let's not play with me. And then you ain't got the right to run up and um, you throw something to me, and then if I hit you back, then you want to sue or play victim and that sort of thing. Like that person that was poking the bear when it came to Alec Baldwin at the coffee shop. That is a topic we're gonna get to, so I'm gonna get to that eventually. But it said it was during. I did find that funny too because she did say she doesn't want to do Starships and she's not singing it. But from what I've been hearing, she's been singing it everywhere. So I'm wondering, was that a lie when she said that when she did Madison Square Garden, she was like, I'm gonna perform a song for y'all that I haven't played in a long time, and it's Starships, and everybody got excited. So I'm like, has she been performing that elsewhere and just says that every night? Or was that really the first night? And then you know what, based off the response, she changed her mind and decided, you know what, I'm just gonna perform the song anyway. Because I always say that it's like I know there's a lot of artists out there who there's songs that are huge hits for them that is their least favorite song, but the fans love it. And if you want the fans to go ape shit, perform the song. It's like, yeah, like I said, she comes out later on each tour. This tour, she's been earlier than the last few tours. Oh, okay. Because I haven't really been to like the last tour that I've been to. I went. This is the excuse me. The Celebration tour is actually the second Madonna tour I've ever done. I haven't done all the other concerts. Excuse me. I don't know why, for some reason, that I haven't really done the Madonna concert thing. I should have over the years, but for some maybe I would just wasn't that excited after Confessions. Like Confessions was such the peak Madonna tour that I didn't think anything else could top that. And yeah, well, the Reinvention tour, the MDNA tour, the Sticky and Sweet tour, they were all cute or whatever. I don't feel like they matched the pure essence and excitement that I got when I went to see the Confessions tour. And my husband Cloud when he was a part of that tour. Whatever happened to him? Because I heard Madonna said this might be her last tour. I think if she tours again, it'll be smaller scale. I feel like at this point, maybe she should do smaller scales. Like I think maybe she should go back to what she did with Madam X, make it more theatrical. I don't think she needs to have like these big, extravagant LED lights and big screens and all this other stuff. Like Beyonce and Taylor Swift and all of them took that. Madonna set the blueprint for a live tour experience. All your faves are pretty much taking a page out of that and is using that. So what I would do is I would, I would do smaller venues. I would do a Radio City, or maybe she could stick with the Garden. I don't know why Madonna doesn't do a residency. Like, you don't have to do a residency. I don't mean in Vegas. Like for example, Barry Manilow does a residency at Radio City Music Hall. A friend of mine works at Radio City. I didn't even know that that's what they were doing over there, but he told me. He said because when I was when I ran into him because he works at Radio City and eventually and apparently they could pick up shifts and stuff at my job. So when I ran into him, he was telling me that he was doing a double. He was doing the Barry Manilow concert later that night, but earlier he was doing the playoffs. I think it was the Rangers game. So, night one for the Stanley Cup. So that's what he was doing. And I'm sitting there like, yeah, Barry Manilow does um a residency at Radio City, and Billy Joel does a residency at Madison Square Garden because that's what he's been doing for the past couple of years. I remember at one point Harry Styles was doing multiple nights at Madison Square Garden as well. Why doesn't Madonna do that? I feel like she should just do a residency every, a couple of shows a month at Madison Square Garden. You get people because she always will sell that out and just do that. I don't feel like she needs to do what everybody else is doing. Everybody's running to Vegas and trying to do a show. But I feel like, Madonna always wants to be that innovator. I think she's so wrapped up in wanting to be an innovator, the first to do something. You'll be the first woman because I don't know any other women that's doing that. I know, like I mentioned, 2 men that's doing it. So why not just you be the first woman to have a residency at somewhere? Or maybe I would have been like, why don't you just do sort of like theater? Like, like one of like on Broadway, you have your own little spot that you do a residency at a couple of nights a week. Unless those places are so old, they don't have the space, the equipment and everything to set up what you need. So it could be that too. I don't think that would work, but maybe Madison Square Garden would work. Or Radio City. I would say the theater, but the theater is not that it's not that big. But I wouldn't mind doing her doing a residency. Like take it back to the days of when she would do like those Roseland ballroom setups and all that other stuff where it was like she would perform a couple of songs off the album, like a promo tour, like how she would do that. Like if you did something like that, I think that would be good. But anyway, it says, let me hurry up and get through these so I can move on to the rest of the topic. So it says it's really odd that only in the US and all that they're complaining, I guess. I've heard nothing from Europe or Latin America, so I agree with X. You need to say F America. You never supported me since the 80s. Well, we all know, that's why I said I find it funny because they always tell me that that Taylor Swift is coming from Madonna's record. I feel like Madonna has not really had that stamp on America for a long time because Americans are fickle, especially when it comes to who they support and who they get behind. It's like right now, everybody's so surprised by this whole Taylor Swift taking over America. But I'm like, okay, so yeah, she's doing well. She sold 2 million copies of her album in America, but how is she doing overseas? Is she really that girl? Does she have that same impact that Madonna has globally that Taylor Swift has domestically? And I feel like Taylor Swift is a domestic act versus a global act. I think that she'll sell out in certain places, but does she have that same impact that Madonna has in Latin American communities, in places like Australia, in the UK, in New Zealand, in all these other places? I don't think that she does. Her music is a little too all American for the European audiences to get. She doesn't experiment with her music the way Madonna has. Like Madonna does use a lot of Latin influences and so many other genres and sounds in her music, which has solidified her as that global icon. So I don't see that, so while they can sit up here and say all this mess, Madonna will always be that girl. So anyway, it says I'm a huge fan of hers, but this is exactly why I didn't go to Madonna live. That plus well, Madonna's always had pitchy vocals. She was never the best singer, and let's be clear about that. Like I said, one thing on this show, we're gonna keep it all the way real. Like I love Madonna, but we're gonna be frank and say like, yeah, she's never been the strongest singer. And I don't think we've ever went to her shows to see her do that. And over the years, her vocals haven't been all that great. Like she had her moment. Like I felt like her peak moment of when her vocals was flawless, on point. The Drown World tour, the Reinvention tour, because I especially loved her vocals in the Reinvention tour. Like she was giving very much Broadway with those vocals, and the Confessions tour, she was on point with the vocals. But after that, it was it just other stuff. is that they did that at the MDNA show. I was there. People were booing and saying bullshit because she came out 11:15. The Florida case was dismissed. Okay. And so I think Madonna is cold-blooded, which is true. Well, she's a Leo. What do you expect? So that's probably why the heater is on. She did say, I'm effing cold. If you're, well, girl, you need to figure out how to work that menopause. If you're someone who's almost a billionaire, there are pills and ointments and things that you can use to help that menopause. Cause she still be going through menopause at 65. Like, how you still talking about you cold? And and all that other stuff. But no, the heat people know is on because of her. She says it helps with her singing because cold vocal. A cold room is not really good on your vocals. A lot of artists will tell you that. Which is why if you ever seen like those Thanksgiving Day parade specials and you see everybody outside, they always lip syncing, including Mariah Carey during them Christmas things when she be standing outside. Cold vocals is not good on your voice. Well, cold air is not good on your voice. So that's why a lot of times artists are against it. So you can make the venue, have the AC up at some point, but at some point you have to have it like set to a point where, okay, so we have the AC off, but it has to automatically come on to spray a little air up, cold air up in here every now and again. Because you can't keep a room completely high. Like I told y'all, when I was at the New York stint, the AC was on. I felt it. It said she does Starships due to the controversy of her hating it, like Madonna hating Material Girl and preferring Bitch on Madonna. Well, child, I don't like Bitch on Madonna. I feel like that is like one of her weaker tracks. Now, I like the production because you had Diplo and I believe Sophie worked on that as well. But the production on that, I mean, outside of that, I just think the song is stupid. A New York residency she'll never do Vegas, but people state Vegas residency is get. Well, here's the thing, because everybody's there. Another thing I don't understand is why haven't people focused on trying to revive Atlantic City? I don't understand why we haven't tried to revive Atlantic City. I understand it's there for the gambling and stuff, but why hasn't there been as much energy and stuff put into Atlantic City versus Vegas? Like, I don't understand why Vegas is like this big go. I mean, I get it. It's, the history of Vegas and all this stuff, but that can be the end all be all the way everybody wants to go. I do feel like we need to put Vegas needs to figure out a way to rival. Well, I mean, Atlantic City needs to find a way to rival Vegas. Because y'all look like the forgotten state or city part of New Jersey. Ace of Base was offered 8 nights at MSG in 1995, but turned it down due to the siblings hating each other. That's funny. And Joker felt that they need to take a break to fix the family. Well, chill. And that's the worst thing. If y'all in a band, if you're a family in a band and y'all hate each other, can you imagine like Hanson disliking each other with all them kids they got between each other? And them having and using that to mess with your money? I'd be upset about that. All right, so let's move on and get to the rest of the show. So we have, let me see, about 5 more topics to get to. And let's talk about, since we were talking about Taylor Swift, let's talk about Kim Kardashian, who apparently lost 100K followers after Taylor Swift dropped her diss track against Kim K. So it said that her Instagram follower count plummeted after Taylor Swift released a new diss song about the reality star. Now, Kim K has lost a staggering 120,000 and counting social media followers in the few days since Taylor Swift released her scathing revenge song. Okay, if y'all want to call it scathing, we'll go there. Thank you, Amy, which is set, and of course the K, the I, and the M are in caps, which of course, this, what? Does this remind y'all of her doing a thank you, Amy? Do you think she was? Y'all think she was inspired by Britney Spears' If You Seek Amy? Which is, in my opinion, the worst title in the history of the worst name of a song in the history of songs, in my opinion, that I can think of off the top of my head. But I get it. It was a play on F-U-C-K me, fuck me, or whatever the case was. Because, y'all always like to play into that sexual innuendos when it comes to Britney Spears. But anyway, let's continue. So it says, excuse me. Kardashian 43 has faced backlash since Swift released a song on Friday, April 19th, which includes lyrics like, everyone knows, now I don't know why I just felt like I was channeling Phaedra Parks there, but everyone knows that my mother is a saintly woman, but she used to say she wished that you were dead. Swifties have been swarming her Instagram and X comment section with the song's seemingly telling title, which spells out Kim in capital letters. Swift has become known for placing hidden messages in her lyrics via capitalization. However, not only has the reality TV star felt the wrath of the 34-year-old pop star's loyal fans, but she has also seemingly lost a significant number of followers, causing a still significant count to plummet since the backlash, according to social media tracking apps. I'm like, child, I'm glad y'all doing that because I do not have the time to sit up here and keep track of how many people is losing followers on social media. But anyway, let's continue. So it says, and as she is yet to address the uproar, her fans have called her for her Svengali momager, Kris Jenner, or as I like to call her, Pimp Mama Kris, to step in and help mitigate the crisis. Now, Jenner, who manages Kardashian and her famous siblings, has developed a reputation for spinning the family many trials and tribulations into cash and career opportunities. Kardashian's infamous sex tape with ex-boyfriend Ray J, which catapulted her into fame, was the most notable examples. Now, fans are awaiting the magic, saying, Kris, you need to help Kim. Why you being quiet? Work that magic on this Tay-Tay drama girl, wrote one fan in Jenna's comment section. Me just waiting for Kris to spin this tale of beef into a new Skims collection or something. Y'all wait, said another. Kris ain't crying, y'all. She's telling Kim, you're doing great, sweetie, with this Taylor shit. LOL, added a third. A fourth insisted, you Swifties think Taylor won? She just solidified Kim as a legend by dictating a whole or dedicating a whole song to her. Awaits Kris Jenner making merch out of this or including it in Kardashian's new season. Well, here's the thing in regards to all of that. Kim hasn't addressed it, because Kim was on Jimmy Kimmel, I believe, last night. I don't know what she was on there promoting. I didn't watch, nor did I care. But from what I heard was the fact maybe she's on there promoting American Horror Story Delegate, because I don't know one person watching it. I have checked out of American Horror Story. I just feel like that show is just god awful. It's gotten stupider every damn season. But anyway, Kim Kardashian is currently on this, on American Horror Story Delegate. The second half is currently airing. She's probably over here promoting it, because I don't think she's promoting the Kardashian reality show. I think that's done at this point. Correct? I don't know. But anyway, I don't care. Let's move on. um, she was on Jimmy Kimmel last night. I believe he addressed it in his opening monologue, but didn't ask her when she was on the show. Probably to the detriment of her team, her mother, whoever. They probably was like, don't bring this up. And do I feel like Kris needs to jump into this situation? No. Do I feel that Kim needs to address it? No. I don't. I feel like ignoring it is the ultimate shade. She doesn't have to bring it up. She doesn't have to address it. She's out here booked and busy and doing what she needs to do. Now, I'm not sitting out here defending Kim. I don't particularly care for Kim, and I do feel like she's getting her karma through Miss North, who apparently is a Swiftie and likes trolling her mother and wants to go to a Taylor Swift concert, but can't because Taylor does not like her mother nor her father. So the child is screwed. And you already know when it comes to North, she's one of those that if she don't get her way, she throws temper tantrums, she does these other things. She is the nightmare child. She is the karma that these two are gonna get through each other. But I feel like Kim gonna get it through her more because I feel like North always tries to find ways to sass her mother. I've been watching, I've been paying attention. She finds ways to get up under her mother's skin, and she knows which buttons to push at her tender young age of 10 or 11. These little kids these kids be trying it. That's why I'm like, I don't even know if I want to have children because I probably have to. But they said the track declares Amy as a swift teenage style bully, saying all the time you were throwing punches, I was building something, blah blah blah. So I'm not gonna sit up and read her lyrics. And it says that Swift also says it was never a fight between the pair or a clean kill. She alludes to Kardashian stomping across her grave and writing headlines laughing at each baby step I take. So if she feels like Kim was out here low-key bullying Taylor on at the behest of her ex-husband, because Kanye was out here being a damn fool. Did y'all hear the latest on Kanye talking about he want to fuck Michelle Obama? I said, you know what? You out here being a mess, trying it with Barack's wife, and you talking about it'd be a badge of honor to fuck the president's wife or something. Why don't you say that shit to Melania? I mean, she ain't getting no dick, so why you not going after her? It's because you worship at the altar of the orange turd who apparently ain't washing his ass and likes passing gas in the courtroom and falling asleep because apparently his charges is so damn grand that he's even bored by, his own shit that he got himself into. So why you not out here trying to fuck the actual, first whore? You want to sit up here and go after Michelle Obama. Because saying that you want to fuck Michelle Obama, I guess, gets you views and get you clout and get you points. And then dick riding this whole fight between, then starting, getting in with the whole Drake situation, because that's the latest thing that's coming out with Kanye. It's like, boy, if you don't just trot your little trophy wife around showing her vagina and stuff in public, just do that. Stick to that. Walk around with no damn shoes. Keep showing her puss to the world and having her look like the damn fool in social media and calling the shit fashion. Just stick with that. But anyway, for this whole thing with Kim and all this other stuff, like I said, Kim, don't address it. Just move on. Don't even give energy to it. I'm sure that they are cooking something up in the lab where they'll find a way to turn these lemons into lemonade, and Kim will probably get the last laugh. Because here's the thing: even though Kim has lost a lot of followers on social media, according to this report, Kim still has more followers than Taylor Swift. She does. She's way more famous than Taylor Swift in a lot of ways. And she doesn't have to put out 11 albums in order to get that fame. She's famous for no damn reason. And she's immensely popular and wealthy. I mean, I don't know if Taylor Swift or who's richer. Does it matter? They both have more money than I'll ever see in my lifetime, so I don't think that's important. But you know what? These are two rich broads fighting about a bunch of nothing, and the fans of the Swifties getting all wrapped up in it. I don't understand why. How does that help you in life? But you getting caught up in this. Me being in media, this is what we're going to talk about. So and then on top of that, you know what? I mean, I said all I needed to say in regards to the album and what a lot of people are saying, and I know a lot of people are saying like Taylor doesn't care about um reviews and all this other stuff. Yes, she does. Because from what I was hearing, she was retweeting a lot of the positive reviews about the album on social media. She was on social media all weekend. And, any little thing her fans was talking about it and all this other stuff. So Taylor clearly cares about what people think, even though she sits up out here and says she doesn't. She does. So let me know what you all think about this story down below. Okay, so we have comments, and it says, I heard Kim is rebranding herself as an actress because she's casted a soap opera with Emma Roberts. There was a show that I heard that she was in a bidding war for. I believe it's called Calabasas. I think it was based on a book or whatever the case was. Netflix ended up getting the rights. So I did hear that. I believe Kim Kardashian, I don't know if I didn't read the article. I saw that I saw that it was trending that said that Netflix won a bidding war for a series called Calabasas that Kim Kardashian was bidding on. I believe Emma Roberts was bidding on it and a bunch of other people. So Kim is out here. I do agree. She is out here trying to rebrand herself as an actress, and she's getting in the place of producing. And with her money and influence and people that she knows and her mother in her corner, I believe that she will have that. She'll be able to do that. Now, if people care enough to watch is another question. We'll see how people feel about Kim's acting, because I've heard nothing but good things about Kim's acting on American Horror Story Delicate. And I'm like, can we call it acting? Because quiet as it's kept, she's pretty much playing herself or someone she's familiar with, like her mother, because she's playing a publicist, Siobhan, on American Horror Story Delicate. So she could be channeling her mother. It doesn't require a whole lot. Let's say she's going to call her mother Amy. We all, oh yeah, that would be the ultimate cackle. That you have Northwest running around the house calling her mother Amy just to get under her skin, because petty ass people do that. All right, so let's move on to our next topic and talk about Alec Baldwin, because there was a whole story that came out yesterday that he was in a New York City coffee shop and a pro-Palestine protester decided to confront him. Now, in a video posted online Monday night, appears to show Alec Baldwin. I should have said actor Alec Baldwin slapping the phone out of a woman's hand as she repeatedly demanded that he say free Palestine and heckled him about his ongoing manslaughter case. Now, the person who posted this is someone, because I did the research and I was looking, I was like, who is this person? I don't know if it's a black woman, a white woman. I don't know the person's nationality, but it is a woman who goes by Crackhead Barney and Friends at CHBAF. And I went down a rabbit hole looking at their social media posts, and they do post a lot of pro-Palestine, anti-Israel stuff on their page. I'm not going to say it's propaganda because I don't feel like it is. I do feel like there's this tip the scale unbalance in regards of, okay, if you say anything against Israel and what they're doing over to the Palestinian people in this whole situation with the genocide and Netanyahu's fascist ass and all the stuff that he's doing, you're considered anti-Semitic. You already know where I stand on this whole thing between Israel and Hamas and that sort of thing, because I've been posting it on social media, and I'm against the genocide of anybody, regardless of who it is. I do not believe in people coming in feeling like they are the ones who belong here. We own the Holy Land. We're gonna not only blow these Palestinians up, but we're also gonna starve them out so that way we could take over their land and all the other things that's been coming out about that. There's been a lot of stories about it. People get mad at me over how I feel about actually giving a fuck about human beings. And if you feel like that you want to go through life hoping that people die, then you go over there and do that. You can be able to sleep at night with that. I don't like the fact that, we have people out here killing a group of people and they want to blame that on, but you're gay. They want you dead. How can you sit up in here and support that? I'm like, well, two things can be true at the same time. So me and the fact that these people are being killed, I'm supposed to not feel empathy because they want me as a gay man dead. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Christians and Catholics don't give a fuck about me either. Should I feel a certain way about them as well? I mean, should I just like ignore the fact that Christians feel like I'm an abomination and I'm going to hell? So we're not just going to sit up in here and blame Muslims as like they're the ultimate evil when we have religious extremists in all types of religions who are the worst representation of their religion. You can believe whatever you want to believe at the end of the day. I don't care. But you don't need to impose your beliefs on me. And the fact of the matter is, as an American, at least I get to sit in a country that allows me the freedom to express the things I should express without repercussions. Although that is coming into question now, because it seems like anytime you give your opinion about things that the oppressors don't like, then you either lose your job, you're out of a job, or there's always some negative repercussion. We seen it happen with Melissa Barrera. I don't think, like, I still say that she didn't say anything bad to warrant her being fired from the Scream franchise. But she gave her opinion, and that's what happened. And now maybe that's why Alec Baldwin doesn't want to jump on a side and say anything, because maybe he has that fear as well. Apparently, people in Hollywood are putting people in positions where it's like, if you speak out, because wasn't it Jonathan Glazer that said something, was the only one that said something where he kind of called out the both sides situation, or maybe it seemed like he was more pro, going against what Israel and calling them out on what they were doing. And they were talking about boycott and sign a petition to get rid of him and something. It's like, but wait a minute, first of all, you can't get rid of him because he's a part of the production company with oh my God, what's his name from Happy Days? And his daughter's an actress. I just forgot his damn name. Ron Howard. So he's in with them. And that's what, you can't get rid of Jonathan Glazer. Maybe that's what he felt, that he's in a position of power, that he could openly say something without having to worry about losing his job, because he works behind the scenes. And people should not, regardless of what they say, as long as it's not hurting people or putting people in danger, like the people of January 6th who have said 10 times and done 10 times worse, but y'all want to excuse their behavior. But when you actually speak out against a genocide of people, all of a sudden you're no, y'all need to actually look up what the fuck anti-Semitic means. Like, if I said that we should just kill a bunch of damn Jews, then that to me is anti-Semitic. I would never want to say that, because I don't wish death upon nobody. Nobody should be allowed to kill, but nobody's trauma is worse than the other, because there's a lot of people who have dealt with genocide. Black people in slavery, the Native Americans, where my family is still on reservations to this day. So the Native Americans and the massacres of a lot of Native American people and how they had their nations taken away. We have who else? We have the Palestinians. We have, Jews in the Holocaust. Like, there's so many people who have dealt with a lot of genocide, and we should know better instead of going at and thinking that, well, my trauma is better, and so because of it happened to us, let's go and do it to them. That excuse the behavior. No, we don't. Violence begets violence. We shouldn't have to do it to other people because it was done to us. And then you thinking like my trauma is bigger and better than yours. That whole arrogance, that shit pisses me off, because you're not better than anybody. Nobody's trauma. We're not playing trauma Olympics. We shouldn't have to play that. But anyway, I went on this whole political side rant just to get to this point. So a lot of people went and put in. So I do have the clip in case y'all didn't see it of this woman harassing Alec Baldwin just out getting coffee. When she decided to bring up his case with the, Helena Hutchins, who was killed by him accidentally shooting her with a gun that was supposed to be cold, meaning there was no bullet in the gun. And he went and did what he was doing a rehearsal, and he accidentally killed this cinematographer that was working on the set of the Rust movie. So she decided to bring that up, as well as his, the case, and wanted him to shout "Free Palestine." I guess to get her pussy puckering. Let's roll this clip.
Alec, can you please say "Free Palestine" one time? Why did you kill that lady? You killed that lady and got no jail time? No jail time, Alec? No jail time, Alec. You're putting innocent people in jail, Alec Baldwin. Free Palestine, Alec, just one time, and I'll leave you alone. I'll leave you alone, I swear. Just say "Free Palestine" one time. One time. One time. One time, Alec. You know he's a criminal. You know he's a fucking criminal. Come on, Alec. Just say "Free Palestine" one time. One time. Just one time. Please. And I'll leave you alone. Free Palestine. Fuck Israel. Fuck Zionism. Please say it. One time. Could you do me one quick favor? Alec, can you please say "Free"?
Say, can you do me one quick favor as I slap the bitch with her phone? You want to know something? Now, here's the thing about that. Now, I don't condone violence, but child, she asked for that shit. And I don't care if this makes me sound politically correct. First of all, you cannot be coming up on people, trolling them, trying to start a fight, and then you want to play victim. She was like, I was out getting coffee, and all of a sudden, he just attacked me. Bitch, you wasn't up in there getting no fucking coffee, because the article even said, they said the person filming this video was not trying to get coffee. They repeatedly and viciously harassed Alec Baldwin and refused to leave the establishment when asked to by the staff. There is also no evidence they were attacked. And I don't think we needed that to be able to see with our own eyeballs that this lady deliberately went in there to pick on him. She knew that he was going to be in that coffee shop. She probably just walking by and happened to see him in there and was like, ooh, let me just go viral. And a lot of y'all be doing that shit. A lot of y'all be looking for a moment so that way y'all can go viral, because it gets y'all booty holes and your pussy's puckering, and it gives y'all that endorphins and all that other shit. And so y'all be feeling like, okay, now I'm feeling like a frog, so I'm going to leap and I'm gonna go start with them. And celebrities are human too, because she better be glad it was Alec Baldwin, was somebody else that would have popped out her ass or slapped her into next fucking week, because she would have deserved it. And this is what she does. And to me, this also this pisses me off, because this big message out here about wanting freedom for the Palestinian people and for them to be acknowledged and to not be, massacred and famined, meaning starved to death, as we've seen pictures of a lot of children and people, men, women, children, and babies that are being starved to death, a lot of the hospitals being blown up. You're taking away the message of what needs to get out there with Palestine and everything. And of course, our government thinking by trying to ban TikTok, because I saw the latest news that they voted to have TikTok banned. So we may not have TikTok. It's only a matter of time unless they sell it. Well, hopefully they don't sell it to America, because it'll end up like fucking Facebook and Instagram and what Fuckerberger's doing over there in regards of the whole situation. So I hope somebody with some sense ends up buying it, because they don't want the Chinese. It's like any other time, y'all ain't give a damn about our rights being violated or our personal information getting out. But because all of a sudden now, because it's TikTok, y'all care. Which is putting a lot of people's livelihoods at risk, because a lot of people make money on TikTok as well. That's their source of income. Because quiet as it's kept, this country ain't really paying people a living wage, depending on where you work. Especially when y'all keep raising them damn rent prices, and it's making it harder for people to buy a home, because they're talking about we're still hurting from the pandemic. Okay, but why we still got inflation? But I say all this to say, I'm not particularly an Alec Baldwin fan. I've always felt he was an arrogant prick. He's always had history of a shitty temper, as Kim Basinger. And many of the people that he's been with over the years, when we've seen videos and stuff of him of having a nasty temper. I think he even got into it one time with his daughter, Ireland, who's a member of the Rainbow Coalition, by the way. I think I don't know if she's still in a relationship with the rapper Angel Hayes. I don't know if they're still together, but I remember at one point they weren't. But anyway, so, he's notorious for having a temper. She knew what buttons to push. You could definitely see in his face that he was ready to pop off. He's very much a firecracker. He was, just trying to hold it in. But he couldn't anymore because Alec Baldwin is that dude that's got that temper. Now, do I think he's going to go to jail for this case? No, I don't think he will. I think he'll probably get like a slap on the wrist or to pay a fine, probably probation, whatever the case was. I mean, it wasn't his fault. The whole situation, although as a producer, you should have had all the things in place to make sure that, that gun was cold. But they sentenced the woman that they sentenced, and I think, what was it, New Mexico? She's going to jail for about, a year and some change. So yeah, I don't think we talked about that on the show, about her sentencing and stuff, because I think it happened last week. But yeah, unfortunately, this is the way the cookie crumbles. Like I said, I'm not an Alec Baldwin fan, but he was in the right in this situation. Look, I always tell you, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, and knuck if you bug. If you're going to get in my face and try to start some shit, be prepared to have your teeth knocked into the back of your throat, or your lips to be beating your ass to the hospital. Because I don't play that. Like, I will show as much restraint as I possibly can. But if you take me there, you're going to be swallowing your teeth. Okay, so Cleveland says she answered. She damn sure did. And it was like, I used to have fantasies about, oh. Well, here's the thing. I actually used to think Billy Baldwin was hotter than Alec. Especially back in the day when he did Sliver. Bitch, that was my movie. And he had them cute little butt cheeks. Although I would find out years later that he and Sharon Stone hated each other. I believe she brought up something in a podcast recently. He read her for points on social media. And that was like maybe that was earlier this year. So I used to have, oh yeah, he said it's a shame they aged like fine. Did they though? I mean, Alec Baldwin looked like he's stressed, but I get it. It's because, with that whole shooting and situation, he definitely has but you said fine milk. Should we say rotten or spoiled milk? Like I said, they would have let it go, but his arrogance got the best of him. I know the family will take him to court, and I'm sure that's what it is. He's going to pay out of his ass for this whole situation, and rightfully so, because if you have someone whose livelihood is working in Hollywood and that's their source of income, I would take his ass to court too. And that's the thing I've always had an issue with Alec. Alec be walking around arrogant and shit with this stink attitude like nothing can touch him. He got a rude awakening with this case. And for you to run around and use that as a trigger to be like, well, we know you killed that. Why'd you kill that lady? Bitch, why don't you mind your business? How about that? That would have been me. All right, so let's move on and let's talk about Wendy Williams. How you doing? I was like, should I do it? I do it every time. So Wendy Williams' ex Kelvin Hunter accused of Starr's guardian Sabrina Morrissey of depleting the host's finances during a tense hearing in divorce court. Now, during a combative hearing in divorce court on Friday, the U.S. Sun reports that Hunter claimed that Morrissey has swooped in. Remember when Wendy used to say swoop down? That's what that reminded me of. But anyway, it said that she swooped in and depleted the former daytime TV host's finances, saying Mrs. Morrissey is under a RICO investigation and there is a lot of malfeasance. Or is it malfeasance? Maleficence. I just want to call it maleficence. So it's like Williams' ex alleged to the judge, alluding to a recent lawsuit that accused Morrissey and other attorneys of conspiring to perpetuate a baseless guardianship over a man who had won $5.5 million in a personal injury claim. He won $5.5 million in a personal injury claim? I didn't know about that. But anyway, it says, I have no problem with arbitration. I just want the documents from the finances. This is what he added. While a mediator has said that there is no more money, Hunter claimed that Williams made $500,000 while appearing on Lifetime's Where is Wendy Williams, a controversial documentary that showed the star's disturbing struggles with dementia, saying when we were in mediation, that was when Wendy was in agreement with Lifetime and getting paid $500,000. When he also said there were blatant lies and what she, Marcy, has been telling us, and we still haven't seen a bank record or the bank records, and she's supposed to give us access to the retirement accounts. There has been gross negligence, and as far as her being a guardian, I don't trust this woman. Well, neither do I. But then again, I don't trust you either, Kelvin. So look, we're in a conundrum. I don't like neither one of y'all. I've always felt that, you know what, there's been some shadiness going on with Sabrina. Like when she was talking about, I was so shocked. I was shocked to find out that what was going on with this reality docu-series or whatever the case was. Like she had no idea what was going on. I was like, but wait a minute, if you're the guardian, shouldn't you be paying attention to what's going on with Wendy and all this other stuff? How are you so unaware of what's going on? And then you had, you know, Will Selby's shady ass going around and then doing what he doing, acting completely oblivious, like he had no connection to what's going on with Wendy Williams. But first, sir, you're her manager. And then you had that big back bitch, Sean Zanotti, being an opportunist and trying to slither her way and trying to get Will fired so that way she could move in and become the manager by having her embarrass herself in front of NBC with them fucked up looking feet that she had and walking in with her little poom poom shorts and want to show her titties on national TV. It's like, ma'am, if y'all don't sit your asses down. So on one hand, I do agree with Kelvin when he was talking about that there are some people that was in the camp that he don't trust and those other stuff. Black China, I'm go suck on a dick, him, with that one. I don't agree with you trying to drag Black China in it because I did not get opportunistic from her when she was in that docu-series. And my thing is, how would he even know how much money she made from the Lifetime situation? Was he there when she was negotiating that deal? I don't think so. I don't think they were in the relationship when that whole situation went down. Because when she did the when she had the deal with Lifetime, the first one, when she did the biopic, and then she did the interview where she seemed like she was coherent and alert. I don't think he was in on that deal when they were together because they were in the process of splitting up. So how would he know how much money she's making? Now, in regards of the stuff he's asking for, I don't feel like that's too much to ask. If he wants the documents to the finances to know, like, where's all the money going, especially because it's a wonder of, okay, why he's not getting his portion, which would be the alimony payments, then there should be reasons as to, he should be able to know all of that, I would think. So that was just saying, like, well, I don't trust him as far as I could throw his big opportunistic ass. I don't trust Sabrina. And if Kelvin should no longer be entitled to Wendy's money, then she needs to prove that in court. And the same thing with him. If he feels that Wendy's money is being depleted by Sabrina and other vultures, he needs to prove that as well. And you need to come with a reason as to why you believe what you believe. And Sabrina should provide the proof. Because if he's being melodramatic in the whole situation, then that's what it is. He said that she continued to pay Mr. Hunter. She says in his motion papers that he was paid through January 2022. As a result, Kevin has been unjustly enriched by the receipt of $112,500. That's $37,000 times 3 months belonging to Wendy. So they were saying that he was overpaid $112,500 and she wanted to pay it back. So this is the rest of that case. So but then also, wasn't there something that was in the news where they said that, first of all, if Wendy is no longer working at, doing the talk show and all that other stuff, because per their agreement, then if she's no longer working where she could be making that money, then he gets cut off. Wasn't it the deal that you signed, Mr. Manager? Like, Mr. Manager that knows about contracts and things, you didn't read the fine print? You didn't have your lawyer go over it with you before you sign whatever you sign? So if that's in that case as well, then I don't think you should be getting anything. So, and then Wells Fargo froze the assets. We know all that stuff. So, I will keep you guys abreast of this story, of course, and we'll see if she'll be able to, if he's either going to pay that money back that she's saying that he was overpaid. She's got to prove that. And if he'll be able to get any money out of his situation. But Kevin, get your ass up and go out and get it. Go take yourself down to the welfare, in the words of Precious Mother. Take yourself down to the welfare. Go get your ass a job. Figure out what you need to do as a man to take care of your situation. Because you talking about your lady. So apparently he's trying to make it seem like he and Sharina still together. And you still trying to pay, live that lavish lifestyle that you feel like you accustomed to. I still stand 10 toes out of the fact I don't think he ever loved Wendy. But anyway, let's move on and hold on. It looks like my computer froze for a second. I was like, what is going on? So okay, I'm gonna need you to stop freezing, please. Okay, so let's move on to our next topic and let's talk about Chingy, who is opening up about the drama that he had with Sidney Starr. So he basically spoke to TMZ and he basically said that his absence was a result of shady industry politics, sabotage, and bullcrap in relation to the situation with Starr. Well, it seems like a lot of artists deal with that, where it's like, okay, it's always industry politics because you're not willing to play the game, because you're not willing to do what needs to be done in regards to whatever the case is. It could be that you didn't sleep with that producer, you wouldn't do like all the accusations that Diddy that's coming out against Diddy or whatever the case is. I don't know if that's his situation, but there'd be a lot of shady industry politics that goes on behind the scenes. And because you don't want to play into a lot of that, a lot of times your career will suffer. And he also said that he never truly made it with Sidney Starr, although he accepted her apology. Now, in his eyes, he wanted to just come to an understanding and move on without having to be associated with Starr in any capacity. Because there was a story that came out, for those of you not familiar. Chingy and Starr, the drama between them started after a photo they took together circulated online in 2010 with the social media personality claiming they were in a relationship. Now, people picked up the rumor and began questioning Chingy's sexuality, which hurt the trajectory of his burgeoning career. Because, of course, back in the 2010s, people were not accepting of trans women and that sort of thing. People still aren't really all that accepting, although I will say that things have gotten better in regards of trans representation. Not true, not fully, but we do see a lot more trans representation, especially when we had Pose. MJ Rodriguez is out here acting. The new season of Loot is out. We have Laverne Cox out here doing her thing. She's on red carpets and all this other stuff, and she's acting. We have T.S. Madison, who's everywhere. Recently she was on RuPaul's Drag Race. She has a Maddie in the Morning. She's out here influencing the girls and all this other stuff. And Sidney, to me, has always come across as this fucking booger that always wants to find a way to make a name for herself and be like one of those girls, but the way she went about it was just being messy. But then Starr revealed 2 years later in 2012 that she made the whole relationship up in order to advance her career and apologized to him. But that wasn't enough, as the two never really came to an understanding and continued to take shots at each other over the years. So this is the thing I don't like about when it comes to trans. I will ride or die for my LGBTQ LMNOP community. I've always got your back in a lot of situations if it's warranted. But I don't, and this is why I feel like it's this narrative, especially when it comes to when it comes to outsiders, the people that don't like the queer community, that will look at this as an excuse to like, you see, this is what they be doing. They messy. They this, they that. Or you get the misgenderization of it all, where people will deliberately be misgendering you, which they did in this following clip that I'm going to play y'all from TMZ if you read the comments that I saw on YouTube. So please hold as I play all this clip of Chingy talking about the situation between him and Sidney Starr.
The false rumors, Sidney Starr, that's been well documented at this point.
When that happened, I lost a lot of stuff based off a lie, which was that was the most oddest thing I've ever seen. And man, when the individual apologized and it so-called went away, which it took years to blow away, man, ain't nothing good happened from that for me. I'm gonna tell you that. When an artist such as my caliber, who sold millions of records, who was once one of the biggest artists in the world, they look at that different. If they not seeing you at these award shows all the time, on the radio all the time, they like, well, where's he at? What's wrong? But what was wrong was a lot of sabotaging and bull crap in this industry.
You guys never really made up, did you? Like, you accepted her apology, but you kind of kept it moving.
Yeah. There's no, I mean, to be honest with you, man, like it was spilt milk and I lost a lot from it. That person gained. I'm not gonna hold on to something. It is what it is. Apologize, cool. I'm going this way, let that individual do their thing. And a lot of stuff, man. But that situation, that that hurt my career. Like I'm just gonna be honest about it. It really did. With
Okay, so y'all pretty much got the gist. He said it hurt his career. I don't know. I mean, was Chingy really popping like that before, that whole situation came out? But he also said, like, look, there was a lot of BS and politics behind the scenes that hurt his career and all of that stuff. But of course, also the trans stuff hurt his career because, quiet as it's kept, a lot of artists, rappers, ballers, as in ball players, and athletes, whatever you name it, behind the scenes they do be getting down with the girls, but they're not supposed to put it out in public. And a lot of them still don't be putting out in public. Now it just seems like it's a lot, more people are, I guess, being more open about their trans attraction. Like we've heard some celebrities who have come out and said that they're trans attracted. We know, remember, what's his name? The actor from Malik Yoba came out and said that he's trans attracted, and people dragged him through the coals over that. We haven't really heard much from him ever since. But and then we have people out who have trans children, and it's slowly but surely the conversations get out there. But Black social media, y'all still a little bigoted when it comes to y'all thoughts in regards of trans people or queer people in general and that sort of thing. And we need to do better with that. And I think a lot of you media people, the neighborhood talk, and a lot of y'all need to do a little bit better in your delivery on a lot of these conversations, especially the shade room. They're the worst. But when it comes to that, and I don't understand how the neighborhood talk don't sit and nip that shit in the bud, especially we got a whole homosexual that run that damn site on Instagram, because I don't think you have an actual website like I do. But anyway, so I say all this to say, I'm glad that they managed to work things out. Sidney, you was a hot ass mess for doing that. And I've heard many people say in the past, and even myself, it's like when you do stuff like this, when y'all be out here making up stories and saying that you slept with a celebrity when you didn't, just because y'all want clout, y'all don't realize what that does and how that hurts people's careers and reputations. Even though it's not saying like you dating a trans person is a bad thing, but people still have not come to terms with transgender people in this country. Unfortunately, we still have a long way to go in regards of trans acceptance. And you going out here lying and making up stuff and doing all this other BS for clout that doesn't help the community in a lot of ways. And in a way, it makes you look bad. And then it should be by representative or case by case basis, but we know a lot of times bigots love to lump everybody into a situation because it justifies their ignorance, their bigotry, and their hatred towards other marginalized communities. So, Sidney, you was dead wrong for that. I'm glad you apologized, but you want to know something? Now it just makes it seem like your reputation is shot. People can't really trust what comes out of your mouth, and all it's pretty much done. Yeah, you did your little thing, with Lee Daniels, but now your career, you're resorted to appearing on Zeus, and now, be fighting people, and now that new reality show with the trans girls that Ray J has coming out on his channel whenever that airs. So that's what she's doing now. She's not up there on the level or doing interviews with Tasha K. You're not up there on the level of like a T.S. Madison, who's breaking the glass ceiling in regards of Black trans representation, unapologetic trans Black representation in Hollywood. Because I can't say like, well, because a different type of Black trans woman is who's not doing kind of like that unfiltered, I don't give a fuck type of vibe. Laverne Cox is a different type of girl. MJ Rodriguez is a different type of girl. Angelica Ross is different. Like they're a little more polished in how they speak. Although Angelica is unfiltered in a lot of ways as well, but TS is all the way unfiltered. So I don't see her like that, but it is what it is. And, I'm glad that y'all squashed it. We can move on. And now I feel like Sidney's reputation is shot. Okay, so we have a comment, and then we have one more topic we can get to. Isn't he asking for 2 years of South? He asking for a whole lot of stuff. I think what Kelvin thought was that he was going to make money. He was going to just live he was going to luxuriate off Wendy's money for the rest of his life, and that he was going to shower Sharina and that baby with Wendy's money, which he was already doing before Wendy came to the conclusion that her man was cheating on her, which I think she always knew. She knew that, and that man got up in her ear and had her turn away all her friends, all her family members. Like, she was really like secluding herself in that house with the blinds drawn, drinking herself to sleep, smoking her hookah, or whatever the case was, or her hot cigarettes or whatever, her e-cigarettes and her weed, and going about her day. Because she was drinking when she was working at the Wendy Williams show, hiding the bottles up in the ceiling. We heard the tea. And that man, I believe, drove her to the place that where she is, all fucked up and self-medicating. So he did all of that, and now he want to gaslight, and now he want to sit up here, oh my God, I need money. Oh, all of a sudden you give a fuck about Wendy's finances because you no longer have access to it. That's why. That's why you care. You don't care about Wendy. You never cared about her well damn being. I mean, maybe it was that, that he said that, well, I was the one that got her up and got her to work. So, yeah, because you knew she had to make that fucking money by any means necessary. If she don't get paid, your ass don't get paid. So, of course, you had to prop her ass up and figure out a way to get her to work. Because if she don't work, then you ain't going to see your salary. You ain't going to see no money up in your pocket. Oh, you said he had 6 Hot 100 hits. Yeah, well, he had a short career. 600. Well, look, 6 is better than none, right? All right, so let's get to our final topic and talk about LVP, who apparently is weighing in on Kyle Richards allegedly munching Morgan Wade's carpet, or vice versa. So LVP is the one to mince words, as evidenced by the most direct and vivid reaction anyone in the Real Housewives universe has had to rumors Kyle Richards is allegedly bumping purses with Morgan Wade. Now, according to reports, it says Vanderpump is shrugging off Kyle Richards and Morgan Wade relationship rumors. When asked about a recent Daily Mail report claiming the former Real Housewives of Beverly Hills co-star will not be asked to return to the Bravo reality show unless she goes public with her alleged romance, Vanderpump wondered why the world has to know. So I do have that clip, and we're going to play it. Please hold. Let's roll it.
Daily Mail is reporting that Kyle Richards will not be able to return to the show unless she comes public about her relationship with Morgan Wade. Do you have any thoughts on that? No?
Why do we have to know about a relationship? I don't want to know who's munching on anything. I don't care. How about that? I don't care. Like, do what you got to do and keep it to yourself. Okay.
Daily Mail is reporting that
Okay, so I have to say, one of the things I will say about LVP, she looks good. Money well spent. Because we all know they ain't aging gracefully, but she does look good. Teeth is on point. The skin is skinning. I'm sure she's getting a lot of work done up in the face. I don't know if she's getting pulled, or the Botox or the fillers, whatever the case is. But she looks pretty good here. I have not watched this season of Vanderpump Rules at all. I just heard this new season was pretty boring. I haven't even watched Vanderpump Villa, the new spinoff show that's on Hulu. I don't even know if that's good or not. If it is good, let me know down in the comments. But here's the thing. I do agree with, now, if this report is true about Daily Mail that's saying that she will not be asked to come back, because the only thing we know is that Crystal is not coming back because she announced that she's not coming back to the show. Nobody else has been revealed as whether or not they're coming back to doing the Real Housewives. We don't even know if their contracts been given out, who's returning, whatever their case is. They're supposed to start filming the new season, I believe, next month because of all this other stuff. Now, do I believe that Kyle's going to come back? I'm sure she probably will. She is Andy Cohen's favorite, although I will say this. The way they have positioned Andy at that damn network as he is the king of Bravo, and it's hard to fire him over, all these crazy accusations. Kyle better not get too damn comfortable where she thinks that she could just do whatever she wants and just continue to collect a check. Because like I've said many a times, and I've had pushback from this, you're getting paid millions of dollars to go on a reality show to spill tea. Because a lot of times y'all be making that shit up too. Y'all be on there spilling tea about your personal life. If you're going to come on a show to just sit up in here and collect a check and be all vague and transparent about your personal life, then you don't need to be here. Like, if you're not going to do the job that you're being paid to do, then Kyle, you need to sashay away and go find something else to do. Now, if you want to sit up in here and be coy and play games with your sexuality and make us think that you into eating coochie or getting your box ate, then at least give us something. But yeah, you are required, especially if you're being paid millions of dollars, to let us in on what's going on in your personal life. Whether people want to agree with it or not, that is the job. You are paid a lot of money. Not only that, well, from her being on there since the beginning, she is paid a shit ton of money. And then you use the show as an opportunity to endorse your products or whatever the case is. I don't know what latest stuff that Kyle has out, but for the most part, like, she was real vague about her marriage to Mauricio. I know they were going through their stuff, but you wasn't really being upfront and honest about it. It wasn't until after y'all finished rapping that all of a sudden y'all come out with this People magazine article that her and Mauricio was separating. And then I did also see the story on Reddit that was going around that Mauricio removed Kyle and the kids from his social media. So I do agree on one hand with her that why is it anybody's business? But I could understand that if you were just some regular celebrity who wasn't a part of a reality show. But if you are a part of a reality show, the job requirement is you have to tell us what's going on here. We're supposed to follow your life. So if you are separated from Mauricio, on the verge of divorce, and you're about to start getting this relationship with this woman because you were later in life exploring your sexuality, like you're having a buck from 911 moment, and all of a sudden, you know, those feelings for women have always been there, but you're finally acting on it and exploring it, then we should go there. But if you're not willing to go there, then maybe you need to just step aside and find something else to do. Maybe focus on your acting career, whatever that is. So good luck to you. Shout out to you, LVP. Shout out to Kyle and Morgan and whatever it is that they doing over there with each other or whatever the case is. If y'all hunching and bumping pocketbooks or whatever the case is, kudos to y'all. We need to see how that plays out on the show, though, especially if you're going to get paid a shit ton of money to be a part of the show. So there's that. And I will say that we have come to the end of the show. If there's any more questions, comments, or concerns I want to put in the comment section, speak now or forever hold your peace. Otherwise, I'm about to sign off. I need to go prepare my ribs because I need to stick those in the oven because I'm getting hungry. But yeah, if you can, please hit, before you exit on out, hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification button so that way you know when we go live with a brand new episode of Kris Avalon Unfiltered. Also, be so kind as to share and let people know about this messy ass show, because that is well enough appreciated. And thank you for all of you who are tuning in, not only to the live show, who are also in the comments, and the new subscribers. Because the past couple of days I've gotten a lot of new subscribers, so I definitely appreciate y'all. Like, I'm trying to get some big numbers so that way I can start monetizing this show. Because shoot, all the tea on here, I need to get some coin like the rest of these other content creators and stuff. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Love you all, love you all for watching and all that good stuff. And until next time, ciao, darlings.